Of course, I couldn't finish in 3 minutes. I never usually do. But anyways, first thing and foremost, again, he was abusing the law that God had set. Sin number one. He was using her for a trick or a free ride. Sin number two. He was bringing much great dishonor and disrespect to his father, their culture, which God, like I said earlier in the first video, gave to him in Exodus 20, to himself, to his bloodline. And then on top of that, at any time, someone could have easily accused his then at the time sister-in-law of sleeping around, which was a death penalty back then. So he was also endangering her life for a cheap thrill. And also, what it comes down to is the mere fact that the whole point was to take responsibility and to live up to the family name and to continue the family bloodline. He didn't. He could have easily said, "No, thank you. I do not want this responsibility," and it would have easily passed on to his younger brother, in which the brother could grow older and then marry her as well, which ends up happening, if I remember correctly. Or if the father deemed that the youngest son was too young and would take too long, that a cousin could step in, if I remember correctly. The last part with the cousins, I may need to be checked on, because I don't want to say something that's not true to you. But it was multiple sins, and back then, God the Father had to make sure that anything and everything that represented God and who he was always represented correctly every time. To misinterpret God, to give a false version of who God was to anyone by either your actions, your deeds, what you said, what you believed, could bring death upon you. And that's what happened to him. So, abiding by the guidelines of the creator of the universe and pretty much the culture of that time, he was guilty, and the punishment for that crime was death. And he who gives life has the right to take it. So, was the punishment fitting the crime? Respectfully, I would say yes. Now remember, their culture is different than ours, and the time period was different. So we may disagree nowadays, but either way, the crime did fit the punishment according to the laws and beliefs of the people of that time.